Matthew 15, verses 26 to 27. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. There's honestly so much to say about these verses. First of all, I think it's really interesting the way we take our own feelings about language and apply them to the Bible. For example, almost every single person, when they hear or read this passage, think, hold on a minute, Jesus is calling this woman a dog? That's so insulting. But when you think about it, why do we think that? The Bible is constantly using analogies between objects and people. Nobody reads the parable of the mustard seeds and says, how can you compare humans to mustard seeds? It only makes sense to read it as an insult if you're assuming there's something uniquely insulting about being compared to a dog. But we're not Muslims, there's nothing wrong with dogs. Dogs are lovely. And this is a dog in a household that's being fed by its owners. This isn't some mangy stray. So the challenge is to put aside your feelings about the words and actually look at the meaning being communicated. The children here are Israel, and Jesus is saying, I came to minister to the Jews. And the woman's saying, sure, but if the children reject food, meaning Jesus' ministry, then it is given to the other members of the household. This woman has the best batting average for the theological content of the stuff she says in the entire Bible. She just gets this one story, and yet she introduces this massive turning point in the biblical narrative. The revelation that the Jews, God's chosen people, are going to reject Jesus, and the covenant and the relationship with God that comes with that is going to pass on to the Gentiles. It would be a real shame for someone to just dismiss this wording as insulting and miss the overall point, because being a dog in the house of God is by no means an insult.